Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? PC Monk bringing you another Bitcoin analysis. After this disclaimer, this is the content of this channel is for educational purpose only. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin. Yesterday, first of all, talk about yesterday, and then we'll talk about the rest of it. Yesterday, we were here. I essentially cleaned all the arrows and everything because I was recording and I was talking. But anyway, yesterday we were here, and then I've talked about, oh, this is 1 minute chart. Then I talked about that how we could consolidate above here, then fail to break out and completely collapse, go down, go lower, or we could consolidate and start crawling up. And that's exactly what we did. We crawled up from here, and right after we gained this wick range, as you guys can see, the second yellow line. And right after we gained this wick, look what happened here. We spiked up, then we came back down and retested it. Where did we retest? We retested the bottom one. This one was the one that shows this bearish structure. So if we came into it, that would have mean that the bearish structure is still in play. We did not came into it. That means we found our support here, and then we pushed it back higher. Obviously, we crawled a little bit here, then a little bit of more consolidation, and then finally we went up. Now, you might find a little bit of similarity between this move and this move, okay? Not maybe to the teeth, but if we want to do a price action analysis between these two, as we could see right here, we went up, right? Sorry, I gotta come a little bit lower. All right, so right here is actually this one. We went up, and here we went up, came back down, cleared the liquidity, and we came back down and cleared the liquidity from here. If we say this is the origin of the pump, right here we cleaned the liquidity. So we made a high, and then we made a low, and right after that we made a lower high, but we also made a higher low. Something like this. We made this, and then we made this too, right? And then we made this, and then it continues to go up. Literally just like this, and then finally it spiked up a little bit. So similarity is there, and like I said, charts are fractional. That means whatever you see on a 5-minute time frame, you can see on a 1-hour time frame, and vice versa. Now, after that, we came around here. Now, in here, I mean, even I've shown you guys the similarity in here. Again, in here, we do have the same similarities, but I don't want to go into that. I want to just, do a little bit of price action analysis on a 5-minute chart. 5 minutes are very clear for these short-term price action analysis. So right here, as we could see, we had this beautiful trend line, and we made a higher high, a lower high, another lower high. But at the same time, we essentially here, this was the lower low, and right here we made a higher low, a higher low. This was the liquidity grab of this higher low, and after that we pushed it back up, right? So essentially like that. And if you don't believe me in that, I could just show you something. You see this wick right here? Let's take a look at it. See this wick right here, and this wick is essentially right here, which is a buy side volume imbalance itself. Now I don't want to go into that, but right now you can see what I mean. And so then we went to the above, and we went up, and right here. Right now we are here. Now, before I start talking about today's analysis, I would like to take a look at the liquidation and everything. So we just did a recap, and now let's talk about if my mouse works. Let's talk about liquidation. Hold on. So right now we're kind of let me just show you the liquidation. So this is the 25 and 10 really doesn't matter, okay? What matters is the 50 and the 100x leverage, okay? So the 50, not 15, the 50 with the 100x to the upside, I would say maybe 29.6. You have 85 million. But to the bottom, we have 27.6, which is 571 million. Now, if you just take a look at the 100x's, there's a lot more at the bottom, which is 27.9. Now, yesterday, before I talk about this up, I mentioned that we do have lower liquidity to the upside, but we should not really make our decision that which way we're going based on the liquidity. And nonetheless, even if we had lower liquidity to the upside, we went to the upside yesterday. So that shows us that, and then we discussed about it. We said 29.4 or 29.2 looks like a good stop based on the liquidity, and it worked. right? So again, I'm gonna put the same scenario here. So to the upside, and my stopping point will be wherever the 100x's are not, you know, all the 100x's are liquidated essentially. We are getting a little bit of push up. So around 27.9, if I come around here, 27.9, we have 1.54 billion or 1.37 billion, my bad. Add to the upside, which is 29.6, we have around 185 million. Really doesn't look good to go to the upside, right? So I think the liquidity to the downside is way more. And if you want to stop, the first stop will be 27.9. Will we go lower? We could just come to that 27.6, probably with 1.58 billion. That works out. Now, if this is the 1 week liquidation heat map, you could see the, spread below the price that we are right now, essentially around 28K and around 26K. There's a lot of orders lying around here that needs to be taken. And there are some orders around here that maybe we don't know if they're gonna get taken or not, but will the orders stay there? So the 24 hours, we see a little bit of order around here, worth 8 million, but again, around here, 28.2 and all the way to 27.9, the spread here is enormous, and we could come essentially to grab all these liquidities. Now, yep, that being said, the funding rate is kind of okay. It's a little bit bullish, not that much. Really don't care about that until it gets very negative. Now, right now, as you guys can see, I drew a trend line, and this trend line is working right now. We had a couple of rejection here. Now, this rejection could essentially mean something like this. Could it mean something like this? Well, I mean, from here, we could see the pattern is the same, right? Higher high, lower high, and higher high. So this is the first higher high, and then we performed the short squeeze right here. So we performed the short squeeze, I'm sorry, the long squeeze or the liquidity grab on the second high. We came all the way here. And where is this? This is essentially the lower of this momentum candle, right? And we had some volume imbalance bicep liquidity around here. It's filled, picked it back up, and it's getting rejected right here. If this comes down and probably hold it around here above this, then there's a chance of going higher. And when I say above this, maybe we stop around here. This is a 5-minute chart, by the way, keep that in mind, guys. Then we could have a chance to essentially grab grab some liquidity around here. If that doesn't happen, if we go below this, I don't think we're gonna come back around here until my mouse gets disabled again, until we come around this area, which is 28.7, 28.6, and we could see that there's another yellow trend line. There's all of them are yellow, and let me just pause the video for a second. All right, so yeah, we could have a chance to come and grab this liquidity around here if we hit this and hold it, or we could just do it right now and then come back out and ignore this area. Probably we're gonna have some consolidation around 29.1 and then, lose it and come back down to 28.6, 28.7. After we come around 28.6 and 7, we could again come back to 29.1. So essentially, come around here, consolidate a little bit, and then push it back up either to 29.1 or all the way around 29.23. All right, but I would say somewhere around here looks good, 29.1. After we hit that 29.1, then we, get rejected around here and continue our way down towards 27.9. Obviously, in order to get to that 27.9, we have to first lose 20.2, which is going to be our next stop. And what will happen if we take down 28.2 is probably we're going to see it drop to either 27.7, which is this line that I drew probably 4 days ago, didn't remove it yet, or we're going to stop at 27.9. 27.7 or 27.9 would be essentially my targets for today. We could have a catastrophic drop all the way to 26.9 or even lower to 26.5, 26.6. Really depends on what it wants to do today. But right now we are at the top here. I could just pull up the 1 hour candle right here. We could see that it's essentially trying to come up. Usually some of these candles, they just hold here and then they fail and come back down completely. But nonetheless, right here on a 1 hour 1 hour chart, we could see we had a descending wedge that did not play out. It got invalidated as soon as we broke it. And right here, we had a descending broadening wedge that played out perfectly because they meant to go higher, and then this one did go higher. All right, with that being said, guys, that's to the downside. Now to the upside, if I want to talk about, well, first of all, we have to take down this whole sell side liquidity. After this, there's this is the whole wick. There's a lot of sells here. So if we want to say what happens after 29.4, I would say maybe 30K. So we could just come all the way to 30K one more time, 30K flat, touch it here. And I mean, if we want to go higher, then this has to be taken. All right. If we want to lose that 31K completely, I mean, lose it to the upside, go a little bit higher. And we have to take this completely. And this is a big sell side liquidity, as you guys can see. So that being said, if we take this, then we'll could see some higher move. We could essentially do a double top right here and then get rejected. Since this was the whole move was a fake move, maybe right now Bitcoin wants to come up all the way here, even a little bit higher, like 31K flat, and grab all these liquidities around here and then push it back down from there. That's a possibility for a double top, or like I said, a little bit higher. We'll see how it plays out. I have to take it level by level. Right now we are at a good, and I could say extreme level, so it's more likely to dump than pump, at least my 2 cents. And with that being said, guys, I think I've covered everything. Let's just take a look at the Dixie. All right. Yep. Just like always, I recorded 3 times before this. Now, so Dixie right here, we could see what it did. It made a higher high, or it made a high. Then after that, it came all the way back down here, right? Made a low, and then it performed liquidity grab with this one, with this low, and after that, we pushed it back up, right? And then right here, it came out and filled this gap. There's a gap here. It got filled. This gap is filled. And right now, we came again a little bit lower, touching the bottom of this one, right? Essentially a little bit even lower than the bottom of this one. And right now, it's trying to pick it back up. Now, will this be successful? Right now, it's performing good. It's making a bullish structure, either very small though. But if one of these spikes regain this, that means we do a double top right here and hold it here. Then there's a possibility of Dixie sees 107 today. That happens, or even if we come all the way around here, I think Bitcoin and SPX and everything, probably gonna dump. Let's take a look at SPX. SPX literally yesterday didn't do that much good. So we did exit from this bull flag a couple of days ago, but then we came back right to it, and we broke the resistance here, or the support rather, and then we whipped into it. Right now we stop right here. So this is a good sign that right now we are holding at a momentum candle at the bottom of a momentum candle. So a possibility for another upside around here, around 4,300. Just grab the liquidity there for today. Bitcoin will follow. Nasdaq, the same. Nasdaq really is not looking good. It broke this trend line after a little bit of consolidation, and it stopped here. And here is essentially at the top of this candle. I don't want to go into it, but I think Nasdaq could come and retest this and go lower. And if that happens, I think maybe SPX goes lower as well. With that being said, guys, I covered both sides up and down. And just to conclude, I think to my 2 cents, I think we're gonna go low today. And we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green. I'll thank you for all your support. And like I said, that really motivates me, and I like it a lot. I mean, who doesn't like support, right? So stay safe, stay green. Until next time, don't be greedy like me, or you lose a lot of profit. Bye bye.